Hey everyone, Horseman here. Today I'm going to be bringing to you some more Last Epoch. Where we left off last time, I was kind of still in the middle of the game, about middle of the story, and what I wanted to do today was to kind of show you where I am currently and what my thoughts and impressions are of the game up to this point. So the big kind of difference in terms of progression is the fact that I am level 58 now. And there are a total of 100 levels. So I'm only about halfway until level cap. But because of the fact that this is beta, I am through as much of the story as I can be. Meaning, I fought an end boss. Wasn't the game's end boss, but it was the temporary game's end boss, as you can see from my dialogue here with Agony. I had heard from one of the others that you had reached a temporary end to your quest. Worry not, there are more than enough challenges to brave in the monolith of fate. The way to the past and a continuation of the story will come soon. Do not worry. I've already had some experience with the monolith of fate. It's not a bad system. It's very reminiscent of rifting. You can get some added bonuses and do some pretty neat things there. The system that I am not familiar with yet is the Endless Arena, and that is going to be one of the things that I check out right now, actually. But one of the, I guess, biggest issues that I wanted to talk about in particular was the fact that the story itself, based off of where I am now, what I have seen, what I have experienced, and my own personal opinion, is that the story seems so completely and utterly disjointed. What do I mean by that? Start off the game, and mind you, I'm gonna get into spoilers. So again, if you don't want spoilers, you can go ahead. You can skip this area, get ahead to the part where I start engaging in the endless dungeon. And matter of fact, while I'm talking, I'll go ahead and do one of the monoliths for right now, because I feel that this is really important, especially if you're about to, spend your money on this and you want to understand what it is that you're getting into. Gameplay is extremely fun. I will play this game quite a bit just because of the gameplay. I mean, if I were to say that I don't like a game simply because of its story, then there's quite a few ARPGs that I wouldn't play because of that. I would expect it to be a little engaging, but this story is particularly so confusing. I have no idea what they were trying to achieve. Reset or something? And by that, I mean, the game starts you off and you're in this like forest, and you don't exactly even know why you're there. And I'm sure, again, all this is going to change later on. At least, again, I would hope so. You're in this forest and some bird people start to attack and someone's hurt and you get the Epoch shard. And suddenly you're whisked away through time, and more importantly, not only are you whisked away through time, but you're sent into the future to a time where something called the Void is taken over humanity, taken over the planet, and somehow you're in charge of kind of figuring it out, right? I guess strong. You have the Epoch. You can do these things. And so you begin your quest. Throughout your quest, you start to discover the source of why the Void is where it is, but you don't necessarily understand what it is and where it came from. And anyway, so you end up having to confront the immortal emperor, an undying king, undead, and his undead army. And it becomes clear, it's like, all right, I gotta take this person out. But then when you get there to do it, you don't have a certain spear. Like, how is this not talked about before you got there with the NPCs that led you there. I don't understand that. And because you don't have the spear, you now have to go back even further in time in order to get said spear and get it blessed by some ancient being who you have to fight, and whose own story is convoluted, makes no sense. Like, why? Who is this thing, and why is it important to the story? You come across a lot of things like this. These gods. You come across these powerful entities, and you don't really understand what it is or why it is that you're having to get their blessings, or why you have to fight them, and what does it actually matter to the overall story. And it's, like I said, things like that have been a little bit difficult to follow. I mean, games discussing time travel typically are, but I think it could have been done better, and I hope that for when the game is launched in its official launch, that some of this is kind of cleared up a little bit. It makes me want to follow it, and that's, I think, the biggest handicap right now, is that I haven't felt like I wanted to know more about what's going on. So, but otherwise, I will have to say that now that I am pushing level 60, I am absolutely having a great time with this game. It is a fun game. The active battle system is just second to none. And that's active battle system. What is this? Final Fantasy? The active skill system is second to none. I feel like I have so much more power over my abilities and my skills, and I love that fact. You know, I feel strong. Like, there hasn't been really anything that's given me much of a struggle in terms of being able to defeat them. I mean, even the pseudo end boss, that was a fun fight. I mean, I will have to say the boss fights in this game are enjoyable. They offer a degree of challenge, and more importantly, I like them because of the fact that there are actual mechanics you have to follow. And I say that, and I say actual mechanics because, you know, in most ARPGs, it's just go in there, smack it until it's dead, and you're done. In this game, much like even Chaos Bane, that's not the case. There are things that you had to do. You have to avoid certain attacks, and there are, I don't want to say puzzles, but there are things that you have to do in order to do that. Whether it's hide behind something, you have to destroy something in order to make the target vulnerable, you know, things like that. And to me, that adds a layer of complexity to the boss fights from the traditional ARPG tank and spank. I've always felt that was a good thing. Chaos Bane is very similar to that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my most recent Chaos Bane video where I talk about a boss fight, if you don't mind a little bit of spoilers, and where I showcase the very first act boss fight, and it was an incredible fight. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So definitely worth checking out. Aside from that, so far I've only had the experience with this marksman. Well, I mean, I do have experience with the shaman, the beastmaster, but it's not recent, and I would actually like to make a beastman or another beastmaster just to see what kind of improvements I can expect and what I can build, because I think it's important to understand the classes more so than just highlighting one. And I do want to get into that a bit. And there is a lot of loot here. Do I even have room for half of this? First of all, are there any bows? No. Cowl? One of the things that keeps me from being truly engaged in this game right now is the fact that armors and weapons don't translate. Like, for instance, I mean, I clearly have a meat dress as a armor, but that is certainly not what it looks like on my body. That is a weird thing to to be offended over, and that's fine. I am an aesthetic kind of person. If I'm equipping something, I want to see it on my body. So I've been that way since Diablo 2, and that was actually one of my biggest disappointments when Diablo 2 didn't do that either. So I'm glad going forward it was, ARPGs kind of started incorporating that. Okay, so
Yes.
That's done. I did want to talk about my frustrations with the story. I did want to make sure that it was made clear, and hopefully going forward that it does improve. I have high hopes that it will. I need that at all. Definitely don't need that. Huh. I do think that it is going to get better going forward. I think it's going to take some time. But, wow, really crappy loot. But we'll see.
Yes.
All right, so, like I said, now that that is over, I want to get into what this endless arena is. Let's go check that
Okay.
out. First, I need to go back to this.
Oh, yes. Farewell.
Okay. So the endless arena. Right. I got to take a bit of a screenshot here, right? Okay. You have to get these keys in those monoliths of fate, and it's supposed to be exactly what it says, an endless arena. This will be my first time going into this. I have no idea what to expect, so here we go. That's that. Go. All right, starts me off in the ancient area. This is wave 1. Is it literally just an arena? No. Is it a dungeon? Loot? Okay, there's some loot. Gold. Where monsters spawn? Yes. Die. Okay, so it looks like I'm only getting gold. No actual loot. Already on wave 4. Assuming at some point in time that I'm going to be completely and utterly overwhelmed. Probably not stand right next to my decoy. Oh. Okay, so I can continue. All right. Oh. A little bit of loot. I have the option of putting stuff in my stash. And I also have the option to sell. Okay. This is kind of sort of reminiscent of the end game content that Wolcen offers up. In a sense where you come to a certain point, you can sell things. Yeah. Harder waves. And pick up, opportunity to pick up some additional loot later on. But in that case, there's only like 3 separate floors or 4 separate floors you can go to.
Easy. Too easy.
Whenever I hear her using her flurry, it sounds like giggity giggity goo.
Easy. Too easy.
What you got? Swarm looks pretty cool. I have the option to continue already. Oh, okay. I can also leave and claim rewards. This time, there doesn't seem to be any additional loot lying around. Oh, new area, new arena. I'll go there. Okay. Sirens.
Too easy.
Easy peasy. Yep. I think when the game goes live, I'm probably going to be sticking with this kind of build. I really like it. I don't know why barrels kind of show up out of nowhere. Okay. What's next? Yeah, Necropolis baddies, huh? Mortal Emperor's army. And I am definitely standing in the wrong spot. Got stuck. Pushing the wrong button.
Not happening.
That was done. What is this? Oh, wait, why am I dying? It's weird. That pillar's killing me. All right, starting to get a little bit more difficult. Ooh. Ah. Melee. See what else he got. Okay, cool. Level 60.
Easy. Too easy.
Oh. Oh. Those guys hit really hard. All right, let's go one more. And then I'll call it so that way you guys can see the rewards without this video being too much longer.
Not happening.
I feel like if I let them get to me, I'm gonna die instantly. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and claim the reward and see what that's all about. See what kind of rewards that we get for this. Leave and claim rewards. Leave arena. Okay, so I get a nice big shiny box with another arena key. Some of those, some of that, and honestly, trash. Nice. I would assume that the higher you go, the better your loot, and because it's all about seeing, you know, how far can you go type of thing.
Yes.
So, you know, and that's fine. But this is basically what the current end game systems that are in place right now.
Okay.
Once you finish the story, you got this endless arena, and then you've also got the monoliths. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be more content coming out, because there's certain areas like this Black Sun, the Stolen Lands, Entering the Storm, Dragon's Reign, Ruin of the Empire, Blood, Frost, and Death. All these places I have not been yet. I have no idea what type of content is supposed to be offered up in those areas, and that doesn't even account for the areas that have yet to even have like a name. So for all we know, that we're going to be seeing a whole lot more later on, and honestly, that would be great. So if that's the case, then it looks like that there's still quite a bit of development in place. But in the meantime, this game is a lot of fun to play. It really is. Despite the flaws that I see with the story so far, and the fact that you don't really get to explore the ancient era there, you only go there every now and then. I mean, I would love to be able to see this. I would love to be able to see whatever this hive thing is, but these aren't areas that I get to explore yet, and I'm sure I'll be able to at a later time. But all right, so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please post in the comment section below, and I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please throw it a like, and I want to thank you for watching. So until next time, Horseman out.